All right, guys, it is time for the Turner's Warehouse Ornament Challenge. Once again, this one's always a really fun one. So what we're going to do is we got a little mini pine cone blank that I'm going to make an ornament out of. So let's get started. All right, so the Turner's Warehouse Ornament Challenge. For anybody that doesn't know what this is, basically what they want is to have people make ornaments, send it down to Turner's Warehouse. They're going to auction them off, and all the proceeds benefit St. Jude. It's a total win-win, and plus there's prizes, lots of them. I know last year there were so many prizes that they just started drawing people's names because they had excess prizes, that like more than just the winners of each category. So it's a pretty cool one. You don't have to turn it. You don't even have to make it out of, specifically wood, or, you can do whatever you want, basically. Make an ornament. They're going to auction it off, and all the money goes to St. Jude. So it's a pretty fun one. Now, all the information, I have a link down in the description that takes you over to Turner's Warehouse to their kind of info page for the St. Jude Challenge. It'll have all the information for you, but the big thing that you need to know is you need to have this thing in their hands. Like, you need to send it, and they have to actually have it in their hands by October 15th. And I will say that realistically, if you can do, whatever you can do to get it down to them earlier than that, will help them, because they got to take a picture of every single one of these things. And I want to say there was like 100 at least entries last year. So they got a lot of work to do, taking pictures, getting them up on Facebook. They got to auction them off. There's a lot of work for them to do. So if you can get your ornament done as soon as possible, that would be even better. But like I said, the link will take you to the information page. It'll give you all the info that's going on, what you need to know. There's different categories, so you can kind of pick one. I think you can actually enter in different ones. I know there's a kids category. That was always fun. Last year, it was fun seeing all the ornaments that the kids made. And there's an entry form on that page. So all of the information, like I said, that link is down below in the description. What I made was a little mini pine cone blank on the live stream last week. And I'm just going to kind of turn it up and make something kind of fun. I really wanted to make a Christmas colored mini pine cone blank, so it just kind of worked out perfect. So the Ornament Challenge 2021 is on. Let's head over to the lathe and make an ornament. All right, this thing turned out so awesome. I'm really happy with how it looks. I went kind of simple on the design. I wasn't, going for anything super spectacular with the turning, but I really like the way it turned out. It kind of reminds me of like a Christmas light a little bit, or I don't know. I think this is kind of a fairly typical shape for Christmassy things like this, but it turned out great. I love the colors. If you didn't see the stream and want to see what color combinations I used on this, I'm really happy with this for a Christmas kind of color theme. The green was probably the most surprising. I was actually a little unsure when I was using it. I was trying that out, thought it might work, but man, it's awesome. So check out the live stream replay if you want to see how I did all this stuff, because I did a few kind of custom type things and used some colors that I don't normally use. But the finish looks fabulous. I really like that UV light and just painting on UV finishes on kind of smaller items like this, stoppers, and really, especially on medium-sized projects where I don't really want to have to spend the time doing like the epoxy finish. That takes a while for it to get it on there and then let it run for, quite a while. This stuff, you paint it on, and I really highly recommend getting a really good artist brush that can handle solvents. If you use like an oil-based paintbrush, it's going to ruin it. So get a good brush, paint it on, and when it's like perfect, then just lock it in with that black light, the little torch. And on this one, I actually did 2 coats. I didn't show that on the video, but the first one, a lot of times, especially with pine cones, you may have little divots and things. And so that first coat is a good kind of coating. Then you can just lock it in with the black light, wait a few minutes, and then apply a second coat, lock that one in, and then just do the full curing with that little light. And I'll put a link down in the description below. I got that on Amazon, and that little nail curing light is awesome. It really helps out, especially, if you think about it. If you're using a UV finish, you can cure things out in the sunlight. But, for something like this, you really want to have it rotating on its side. So maybe you can drag your lathe outside. I can't do that. It just wouldn't really work. I got to go pretty far through the shop, plug it in, and do all this stuff. So, for me, it's so much nicer to just be able to leave it on the lathe, hook it up, and then let it kind of spin a little bit. The other issue is if it's nighttime, then you're hosed. You can't cure things like that. So you have to use some sort of a black light or a UV light, I should say. And so it was pretty cheap. It works really good. And I'll have a link down in the description below if you want to pick one of those guys up. Really happy with the way the brass looks as well. So I'll have a link to this hardware from Stainless Bottle Stoppers as well. All the links are going to be down in the description. And so I hope you guys make an ornament for this challenge. I'll have a link to all the information and the entry form over on Turner's Warehouse website. The big thing that you got to know right now is the due date and this is... they need to have received the blank, or your ornament, I should say, by October 15th. So that's the due date. It has to be in their hands by that day. But I highly recommend trying to get this thing done early so that it just helps them out. They got to do a lot of stuff, listing, taking pictures, all that kind of stuff, like I mentioned before. But it's a very fun thing, and there's prizes up for grabs. So make an ornament, it'll go to charity, and then hopefully maybe you'll win a prize. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this project come together. I'm really happy with this. I'll be sending this down to Turner's Warehouse soon. If you liked the video, definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos so you don't miss out on anything and when I go live. So make sure to hit that little notification bell as well. That way you get those notifications. And if you're thinking about getting into resin casting, but you're not really sure where to begin, check out my ebook, The Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting. It answers all those beginner questions like what resin should I use? What tools and supplies do I need? How does it all work? It'll answer those questions that I find beginners get hung up on, and a lot of times it actually stalls them from even getting started because they just don't know which direction to go, which resin to get, how it works, all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of kind of conflicting information, and there's a lot of it depends type of thing when you're watching other people just cast stuff. It's kind of hard to pick through that. So that's why I wrote the book. If you're interested in that, definitely check it out. It's over on my website. But anyway, until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video, and happy casting.